Hi there and welcome to, you guessed it, the latest video from Pilates Leeds. And I want to talk about knee rolls and how you do them, but also I want to give you the progressions of where you begin with this exercise and where it can lead. So without further ado, I shall lie down. It's an absolute, at its most fundamental level, it is a great exercise for mobilising and getting moving a tight lower back. So you're lying on your back. If your head is sort of gaping up to the ceiling like that, or your chin, or if your rib cage is tending to flare up away from the floor, put a couple of head pads or a book or a yoga brick behind your head, because you want your rib cage flat and your chin softly nodded to your chest, knees together. And then you're just going to gently roll your pelvis, using your knees and your legs as leverage from side to side. You want a pain-free range of movement. So for some of you that might start off quite low, as in low range. No matter. Keep going, keep practicing, keep mobilising, keep loosening up those hips. Be aware you're not gripping at the front, you want to keep the front of the hips relaxed. If your knees are gaping, use something like a yoga brick, or again a book, folded towel, just so that you keep your inner thigh on side. Be aware that as you move gently rolling from side to side, that whilst your spine changes its shape, changes its position in space, it doesn't change its shape. So if you want more work to do, or more challenge, roll the knees, straighten the leg. Then you get a little bit of strength work. You've got the challenge of body awareness. You've got to kind of, the moving leg, it's got to move out, and you've got to kind of plot where to go back to. So you've got to have a sense of where the other leg is. And you're challenging yourself by loading the body, but you're not going to let that spine change its shape. That's your core stability element to this exercise. Next level. Staying lying on the back, but you've got to have the challenge of maintaining your position with the legs in the air, again with or without the yoga brick. And then it's a lot harder to kind of roll the legs from side to side with or without a leg reach. And it's less about mobilising your hips now, or your spine, and much more about core stability. Can you keep your trunk stable against the load of the legs? So if you've mastered that, and this takes kind of weeks, you can come up to sitting. And now you've got a new challenge, because the spine is going to change its shape. You're going to allow the lower back to roll backwards, and the upper back and the rib cage to come forward. It's as if you turn the spine inside out. And here we go again, knee rolls. So it's the shape of the spine has changed, but then the kind of exercise is kind of the same in terms of its visuals. Be aware that you're not too grippy at the front of the hip, and watch that range of movement and keep those inner thighs on side. Same thing with the legs. Now there's more. Now it's getting into hip twist territory. So your next level, you're back on your legs. Still the lower back rolled back, and the breastbone and the ribcage reaching forward. And now the challenge is, can you really use your hamstrings to support you with the legs in the air, rather than being over reliant on the hip flexors? And rather than rolling the knees, it's a leg lift. Now it's much more challenging, but in essence it's the same thing. Don't forget to breathe, will you? And then finally, you're into hip twist. Still lower back. That's going to give you some support through your abdominal muscles, reaching through your hamstrings. Really, you've got your inner thighs on side here. And then rolling your legs round. Both ways. Taking care to not compromise your spine. And that's the final level.